Can the antennae of a device be more reliable functional than the antennae of the crawling creature? You're welcome to our next section, section 18. Ansuma, Daswa, Mimomachi, Ekaro, Kolafia. Bonjour, Subahul Khairi, good morning. Yes, section 18 is where we're going to. Here it highlights, or it continues to highlight, the self-conceitedness of pagan Arabs of old. Like I said, it begins with, like I said previously, it begins with sign 1, 4, 5. Kul. Kul. La ajidu. Kul la ajidu. Fima uhiya. Ilayya. Muharramman. Ala ta'imin. Yat'amahu. Yat'amahu. Let's stop there. Kul. La ajidu. Fima uhiya. Ilayya. Muharramman. Ala ta'imin. Yat'amahu. Say, I find not in the message received by me by inspiration any meat in brackets, any meat forbidden to be eaten by one who wishes to eat it. Did I go straight? No, the break. I think let's see. Kul la ajidu fima uhiya ilayya muharraman ala ta'imin yat'amahu illa an yakunu mabtatan. Sorry, I think I went further than I did. Okay, let's try to stop where I did. Say, I find not in the message received by me by inspiration any meat forbidden to be eaten by one who wishes to eat it. So, like I said, the people of the old place a lot of or unnecessary inhibitions or prohibitions, if you like, with regards meat. And God is telling Muhammad, peace and mercy be unto him. Say, Muhammad, say, I find not in the message received by me Muhammad, by inspiration, any forbidden, any meat. Meat is not there, but it's in brackets here. Meat is not in Arabic, but it's in brackets here. Any meat forbidden to be eaten by anyone who wishes to eat it. Yet amahu ala ta'amin, any meat, yes, or any food, ala ta'imin, yet amahu, to be eaten. To be eaten. Illa an yakuna mabtatan. Illa an yakuna mabtatan. Aw daman mashfuhan. Aw daman mashfuhan. Illa, except, let's see, or unless, illa, unless it is dead meat. Illa an yakunu, I read wrongly last. Illa an yakunu maitatan and not mabtatan. Pardon me. Maitatan, an yakunu maitatan, dead. Illa an yakunu maitatan. Our daman masfuhan. mm, unless it is dead meat or blood, daman, blood, dead meat, meatatan, dead meat or blood, or daman, blood, daman, masfuhan, or blood poured forth, masfuhan, or blood poured forth, masfuhan, or blood uh, poured forth. Our lamel, his, our lamel, his hanzir, or lamel hinzir, or the flesh of swine, or lamel hinzir, or the flesh of swine, or or lamel hinzir, the flesh of swine hinzir, or the flesh of swine. So you see, when Muslims don't eat swine or pork or whatever, it is because it has been ordained by God. Simple. Unless it be dead, yes, it is not ordained by God. So if you say we shouldn't eat swine or pork, it is because it is not ordained by God. It is one of the exceptions of meat that should not be eaten. They follow here. They are numerous. I think they are there in chapter 5 or so. Yes, chapter 5, verse 3 upwards. Yes. And some are repeated here. So let's see. أولهم الخنزير فإن فإنه رجس فإنه رجس for it is an abomination. Rich soon. فإنه رجس. It is an abomination. Rich soon. فإنه رجس أو فسقا أو فسقا, or what is impious. So we can say it's both riskun or fiskan, abomination, and it's impious, impiety, not pure, not holy, impious. Our fiskan, uhilla, uhilla legere lahi bihi, au fiskan, uhilla legere lahi bihi, or which a name has been invoked other than God's. Legere lahi bihi, other than God, has been invoked, or which on which or meat on which a name has been invoked other than God. Legere lahi. So let's see. Faman utira gere faman utira gere ba'ig bil ba'in. فمن اضطر غير باغ ولا عاد فإن ربك غفور رحيم. Here it is utirra غير باغ. I think in chapter 5, Ma'idah verse 3, it says, فمن اضطر في مهمسة بغير متجانف فمن اضطر في مهمسة غير متجانف. It is the same here. Here it is from an itura geri ba'in. So they basically mean the same, without any inclination to disobey. That's in the first case. From an itura geri mutajanfi, without any inclination to disobey. And here from an itura geri ba'in, uh, on which a name is. But if a person is forced by necessity, by necessity, gary bargain, without willful disobedience, gary bargain, by necessity, one is forced by necessity without willful disobedience. So they basically mean the same here, and then chapter 5 of verse 3 of chapter 5. Without willful disobedience, غير الباغين ومتجانفين غير متجانفين أو غير باغين ولا عاد فإن ربك غفور رحيم ولا عاد nor transgressing due limits. Viewers, you will take notes that in this Quran, this verse comes very many times to remind us without transgressing due limits. In other words, God has given some allowance, some chance within which we can maneuver. But do not cross that chance. How merciful is He? In any situation, He's given us some rope. Or it's like a spectrum. Do not go beyond the higher spectrum or the lower spectrum. He's very kind. So you see here uh, from Gabriel Adin, without transgressing, or let's see, by necessity, without willful disobedience, nor transgressing due limits. So the limits are there, which are acceptable to him or which are forgivable by him. When you transgress, no. Wala adin fa inna rabbika ghafurun rahim. So he's complacent what I'm just telling you. Thy Lord is oft forgiving, most merciful. Oft forgiving, most merciful. For many things, including the giving of us some allowance within which to maneuver. For instance, you can smack your boy, your small boy of a few years, but you cannot slap him. Pa! You have transgressed limits. Your boy does something wrong. Maybe he didn't know. He came and kicked your radio down. Oh, come on. You can hold him and the bottle was pa 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 pa. But when you vest all your anger on him, a heavy slap, pa, that will turn the neck. Oh my God. You have transgressed. You've gone beyond bounds. Yeah. This is an example, maybe not perfect, but at least it will serve some purpose. غير ولا عاد فإن ربك غفور رحيم. Thy Lord is oft forgiving, most merciful. ولا الذين هادوا ولا الذين هادوا حرمنا كل ذي زفر وعلى الذين هادوا حرمنا كل ذي زفر. For those who follow the Jewish law, so this law is targeting the Jews, those who follow the Jewish law. For those who followed the Jewish law, that's of old, we forbade every animal with undivided hoof, HOOF. Not all of us know these words. Pardon me. Those who know them, fine. With undivided hoofs. فَالَّذِينَ آدُوا haramna. We forbade haramna kulla, every, every, kulla, zi zufrun, every animal with undivided hoof. In other words, if the hoof is not divided, you are not to eat it. This was for Jews of those days. Let's see. Oh, where is this Zulu? Hoof? ذي زفر ومن البقر والغنم ومن البقر والغنم حرمنا عليهم ومن البقر والغنم حرمنا عليهم. Sometimes I don't speak Arabic often, just for ages. So sometimes these words I even find it difficult to pronounce them. ومن البقر والغنم حرمنا عليهم. Let's see, we stop at divided hoof. And undivided hoof. No, undivided hoof. And we forbade them the fat of ox and sheep, bakare, ox and sheep, ganamen, meaning bakare, well, ganamen, the fat of ox or feet. ومن البقر ومن البقر والغنم حرمنا عليهم shuhumaha, the fat, shuhumaha, the fat of bakari, well, ganame, the fat of ox or cow and sheep. And the fat here is shuhu muha, shuhu mahuma, sorry, shuhu mahuma. Mahuma means two, ox and sheep. Shuhu mahuma, of ox and sheep. Illa ma hamalat. Illa ma hamalat zuhuruhuma. Illa ma hamalat zuhuruhuma. Except the one that is attached to their back. Illa ma hamalat zuhuruhuma. And we forbade them the fat of ox and the sheep, except what adheres to their backs or their entrails. So each fat is attached to the back or the trail or the tail. Let's say the tail. They can consume it, but general fat they shouldn't. Illa ma hamalat, attached zuhurahuma, to their backs. Aw al hawaya, aw al hawaya, and trace, or is mixed up with bone, or and if the fat is mixed up with bone, they can consume. But fat just lying down as a deposit somewhere, commot it. Nigerians will say commot it, remove it, and throw away. You come and see a collection of fat, remove it. But if it's attached to the backbone or any part of the body, okay, fine. You might cut some of the meat away. So that's how merciful and forgiving he is, or how merciful he is, and how considerate he is to us. God is to us. Our halwab, our al-hawayan, our ma ihtalat bi azmin, and the sheep, except what adheres, except what adheres. Sorry, except au haurayan, or mixed up haurayan. Au, am I mixed up? Should I go back a bit? Yes, let's go back a bit and see. The fat of the ox and the sheep, except what adheres to the backs of the end or the entrails. Zuhuruhuma, zuhuruhuma, to the backs or their entails, or is mixed up with bone, is be azmin, أو ما اختلط أو ما اختلط أو ما اختلط بإثم بإثم or what is mixed with bone. What is mixed with bone. And he asked, that's for the Jews, those who follow the Jewish scripture. And he asked, it asks, Zalika Jalika jazaynahum. Zalika jazaynahum bibagyihim. Zalika jazaynahum bibagyihim. It adds, this is recompense for their willful disobedience. They have disobeyed God in certain aspect, and God said, "Okay, I forbid you from eating fats, except those attached to the back, the bones, and whatnot." God is saying, telling us that this is the reason why He's forbidding them. They were in the past disobedient. Wa inna lasa wa inna lasadikuna. Wa inna lasadikuna. For we are true in our ordinances. We are true in our ordinances. What He ordains us to do. God is telling us He is true in whatever He ordains us to do, ordinances. Inna lasadikuna. We are true. We are just. We are right. We are just. We are right. We are truly. Wa inna lasadikuna. We are just in what we do, for their willful disobedience, for we are true in our ordinances. Sadukuna, what just, right? Let's go to 147. فإن كذبوك فقل ربكم ذو رحمة ربكم ذو رحمة واسعة, embracing wasi'atin. If they accuse thee of falsehood, for in kazabuka, if he's talking to Muhammad straight, through the angel Gabriel in this book, Holy Book, Quran, he say, Muhammad, if they disobey you, for in kazabuka, fakul, say, Rabbukum zu rahmatin wasi'atin, bi rahmatin wasi'atin, bi rahmatin zu rahmatin wasi'atin. Say, your Lord is. So here he's not saying my Lord. He doesn't say Muhammad, say my Lord. Say your Lord. He's telling them that the God is their Lord, the Lord of the pagan Arabs is their Lord. Say, your Lord is full of mercy and all-embracing. Zu rahmatin wasi'atin. Zu rahmatin wasi'atin. So when you say wasi'atin, it's all-embracing. It encompasses everything. Zu rahmatin wasi'atin. Wala yuridu bisuhu an kaumil mujrimin. Wala yuridu, wala yurid, well, sorry, wala yuradu basihu an kaumil mujrimina. Mercy and embrace. But from people in guilt, never will his wrath be turned back. La yuradu, his wrath be turned back. La yuradu, never will his wrath be turned back. La yuradu, bisahum, his wrath, bisahum, and kaumil mujrimin. Never will his wrath be turned back from people in guilt, kaumil mujrimin. I say the placement of words in Arabic is not the same in English. So pardon me if I'm not going like you expect me to go. Hmm? So let me take the full ayah again, sign again, verse again. If they accuse thee of falsehood, say, your Lord is full of mercy, all embracing, but from people in guilt, never will his wrath be turned back. La yuraddu bisahu, la yuraddu bisahu. Never will his wrath be turned back. We go to 148. Uh, سيقول سيقول الذين أشركوا لو شاء الله ما أشركنا لو شاء الله ما أشركنا. Those who give partners to God eh, will say, if God had wished, we should not have given partners to him. You see their reasoning. Lo, sha Allah, if God had wished, ma ashrakuna, we should not have given partners to him. What do they mean? In other words, when they give partners to God and he keeps quiet, it means it is his wish. Simple. They've given partners to God for many years and God is watching them. Then it means God supports them. Pardon me, that's my humble interpretation of this. If God had wished, we should not have given partners to him. Yes, he could have prevented them, but he looked up on them, and they did it for ages, centuries, if you like. So I think that's what this means. What an empty-minded people. Let's see. Ma ashukuna. Wala abbauna, and not our fathers. Not only we, but our fathers, like I say, they did it for, like I've said before, they did it for centuries. Wama abbauna, their fathers, and of course their grandfathers and great-great-grandfathers. Ma wala abbauna, and our parents as well. If God so wished, he could have prevented it from doing it, or they all did it and he kept quiet. That means God endorsed it. Wise argument for the ignorant, isn't it? Yes, wise argument for the ignorant. Wala aba'una wala haramna min shay'in. And he would, nor would our fathers, nor should we have had any forbidden thing. Nor should we have had any forbidden thing. Wala haramna min shay'in. Where is it? Yes, wala haramna min shay'in. I think I was right. Wala haramna min shay'in. Nor should we have had any forbidden thing. Kazalika kazaba allazina min qablihim. And God is saying now, their ancestors, so did their ancestors, kazalika, so did their ancestors, kazalika min qabli, kazalika kazaba allazina min qabli. So their ancestors argue falsely. Let me see it. Kazalika kazaba allazina min qabli. So their ancestors argue falsely. Hatta, until hatta zaku basina, hatta baku, hatta ba'u, hatta ba'u, hatta zaku batina, until they test our wrath, until hatta zaku batina, until they tasted of our wrath. I'm sorry, I said they taste, and until they tasted our our wrath. So God actually didn't leave them alone. He was watching them until he visited his wrath on them. I mean, God's wrath on them. Hata zaku basina, until he made them to taste, until we made them to taste our wrath. Until they tasted of our wrath. Hata zaku batina, until they tasted of our wrath. Okay, hata zaku batina. Where is it? Batina. Kul. Hal indakum. Hal indakum min ilmin. Fatuhrijuna. Fatuhriju lana. Hal indakum min ilmi. Fatahrijuhu lana. If you have knowledge, bring it forth for us. God is saying, telling Muhammad to tell them, Kul, say, did they, say, have ye any certain knowledge? Certain in brackets, have ye any certain knowledge? If so, produce it for us. Kul, hal indakum min al ilm. Say, do you have any certain knowledge? Fatahrijihu lana. Bring it forth for us. Produce it for us. God is telling Muhammad to tell them, the pagan Arabs, if you have any knowledge, produce it for us. And then he adds, in tatabi'una illa zanna. Where is ujuhu lana? In tatabi'una illa zanna. Wa in antum illa to rusuna. Bring it forth for us. And then he's telling them again to say, but they say it's continuing from the other sentence. Ye follow nothing but conjecture. In tatabi'una illa zanna. Illa zanna, yes. In tatabi'una illa zanna. In tatabi'una illa zanna. You follow nothing but conjecture. So God told Muhammad to tell those pagan Arabs of his family, his neighbors throughout the Arab land, that you follow nothing but conjecture. So their belief that they were worshiping this and God kept quiet is just conjecture. And so God is supporting them, it's just conjecture. Okay, intatabi'una illa zanna, intatabi'una illa zanna. Ye follow nothing but conjecture. Tell them, cool. Okay. Wa in antum illa tahrusun. Wa in antum illa tahrusun. You do nothing but lie. So they follow conjecture and they do nothing but lie. Wa in antum illa tahrusun. You do nothing but lie. So Muhammad is said to say all these things to his pagan Arab, his own people, not the Christians, not the Jews, his own people. Say it to them. Illa tahrusuna. You do nothing but lie. And that was 148. Let's go to 149. Kul falillahi al-hujatan baligatan. Kul falillahi al-hujatan. Al-hujatu, sorry. Kul falillahi al-hujatu baligatu. That's verse 149. Muhammad still receiving revelations and commands from God. Say, with Allah or with God is the argument. Lillahi. Kul falillahi al-hujatan baligatun. Al-higatu. baligatu, lillahi, baligatu. Oh, I'm mixing up. Kul lillahi al-hujjatu, baligatu. With God is the argument that reaches home, baligatu. So God's argument will reach everybody. That's what it means. Reach everybody. That's what it means by reaches home. Argument. Al-hujjatu, baligatun, reaches home. Say, with God is the argument that reaches home. Hujjatun, baligatun. فلو شاء فلو شاء لهدى فلو شاء لهداكم اجمعين فلو شاء لهداكم اجمعون. And then God is telling Muhammad still to say, if it had been his will, for walau sha, if it had been God's will, he could indeed have guided you all of you, he could have guided you. But he's only observing you. So if it were God's will, God, will have guided all of them. Where we come to again, Ijma'in, all. Lahuda or Lahada. I think I read it wrongly. فلو شاء لهدى لهداكم ولو شاء لهداكم guide you, plural, Ijma'in, all of you. So here we have the name Hadi or Hudu. Lahada, Hadi, or Hudu, guided. Would have guided you harder, or Hudu, guided. That's where the name comes from. Ijma'in, all of you together, all of you together, Ijma'in. Well, I have to explain this because not all my viewers may understand them. Others understand Arabic fully. Others understand Arabic fully, and they will see me as a joker. But I'm not a joker. I know I have many people who are in my shoes, or even not up to my shoes in Arabic. Then we go to the other sign, and probably I think the last sign, and say another command. Say, kul, haluma, shahidaikum, allazi yashhaduna anna Allah harrama inna Allah harrama haza. Kul, hulma shahadaukum, allazina yashhaduna anna Allah harrama haza. Let's stop there. That's where it stopped. Say, bring forth your witnesses to prove that God did forbid so and so. So all the prohibitions are given. God is telling Muhammad to let them bring their proofs forward. Bring forward their proofs. Shahada'ukum, your witnesses. Yashaduna, witnesses to prove. Shahadahum yashaduna, your witnesses to prove annallah, that God harama, forbids so and so. Harama haza. I think I will take it again in English and read smoothly the whole thing without stopping. When I finish, God willing. Harama haza. Fa in shahudu fala tashhadu ma'akum. Wa in shahudu fala tashhadu ma'ahum. Wa in shahidu fala tashhad. Wa in shahadu fala tashhad ma'ahum. If they bring such witnesses, be not thou amongst them. What does it mean? So if they bring witnesses, they are going to be vain witnesses. They are not going to be any meaningful witnesses. So do not be among them. So here he's tutoring Muhammad as well. They may bring witnesses, but they are not reliable. they won't be reliable. So do not be among them. They are vain. They are brought out of their own self-conceit or conceitedness, if you like. So any witnesses that they bring are not going to be reliable. So don't be with men, with them. If they bring such witnesses, be not thou amongst them. Don't be among them. Don't follow those witnesses if they bring any at all. That's my understanding. Pardon me for those who are higher in knowledge than me. That's my humble understanding. فلا تشهدوا معهم ولا تتبعوا هواء الذين كذبوا بآياتنا. And do not follow, nor follow thou the vain desire, hayawa'a, with vain desire of such as treat our signs as falsehood. ولا تتبعوا هواء الذين كذبوا بآياتنا والذين لا يؤمنون بالآخرة, and such as believe not in the hereafter, ahira, والذين لا يؤمنون بالآخرة, and those who do not believe in the hereafter, بالآخرة, وهم بربهم يعدلون, وهم بربهم يعدلون, for they hold others as equal with their guardian Lord. We did this guardian Lord before. Lord can be anything, but only God can be described as guardian Lord. The word God, or the two words guardian Lord, can only be attributed to God only. Yaduluna here is interpreted as holding others. Yaduluna, transgressing or holding others as equal with their Lord. So that's all. Let's go back and read this. Try to read this smoothly with interruptions or interdictions, if you like. So bring forward your witnesses to prove that God did forbid so and so. If they bring such witnesses, be not thou amongst them. Full stop. Nor follow thou the vain desires, al Hawaii, the vain desires of such as treat our signs with falsehood. Allazina kazabu bi ayatina. I'm going back to explain again. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. Let's take it again. Bring forward your witnesses to prove that God did forbid so and so. If they bring such witnesses, be not thou amongst them, nor follow thou the vain desires of such as treat our signs as falsehood, and such as believe not in the hereafter, and such as believe not in the hereafter, for they hold others as equal with their guardian Lord. Not your guardian Lord, Muhammad. You have accepted it already. You know it, and people like us. But they, the pagans, they are guardian Lord. Oh my God. That is it. Let's end here, viewers. The next time we come, we will go to section 19. What can I say? Except to thank you for supporting me. Thank you very much. Shukran, shadidan, illa likai. Bye bye. Au revoir.